Do I need life insurance? Now, this is the million-dollar question, because I think to some extent, when someone passes away, maybe the estate or family goes, yeah, you should have had some life insurance, it would have made life a little easier. But mathematically, do I need insurance? Okay, here's how I view this. In my background, Dr. Lemoine, about 30 years of experience in the industry, and I started in insurance, and I've also been a fee-only financial planner. So understand, I've seen the spectrum of compensation models, coming at this as objectively as I can. If people depend on your income, and if people depend on you for what you do around the house, and if you were suddenly gone, would they suffer? Would they have a hard time? Would it be rough? That's my kind of underlying philosophy of, do I need insurance? All right. So I kind of look at this world and I say, okay, I've got 3 kids and my spouse, and if I were to just be gone tomorrow, what would their life look like? It's not a fun practice, but the end game is that yes, having some extra capital come in at that time would alleviate an awful lot of stress and pressure. And I hope outcomes 10, 20, 30 years from now would include things like higher education, college, that sort of thing. Those are kind of my values, right? So in that case, yes, I think someone does need life insurance. If you're single, if you don't have any dependents, if when you were to pass away, there's not necessarily other lives negatively impacted, then you probably don't need insurance. And the other question then becomes, as your wealth increases, your need for insurance decreases to a point, right? So as my wealth increases, if I'm worth $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, then if I were to pass, that $3 million goes through my estate plan, and hopefully on the back end of that hits the people that I want to and helps them. To a point. When you get past your state death tax level and you get past the federal estate tax level of wealth, now you have a whole different problem. Is that if I have more than $4.5 or $4 million in the great state of Illinois and I die, Illinois is going to take some of that. Now, if I have cash in stocks, fine. I mean, sell some cash in stocks, pay the state of Illinois. But what if I have farmland? Or what if I have a small business? Or what if almost all my wealth is tied up in an investment that I can't really get to? Now we have a problem, right? So I would say, yes, as you get more wealth, you need less insurance until you get to the point where you're starting getting taxed at your death and you can't comfortably pay that tax, or your state can't pay it. Now we need insurance for that, okay? So I would say if you're graphing it out, most people, as they get to be worth maybe $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million bucks, they really don't need that much insurance as far as helping people with college and paying off mortgages and stuff. But once you get kind of 4 to 15 to 20 to 30, now we have a whole different set of problems. And the federal estate tax does come knocking. And guess what? You got to pay it, especially if your estate plan isn't set up like that. So do most people need insurance when they're teenagers? No. Do most college students need life insurance? No. Do most young adults need life insurance? Well, if they have babies, they might. They probably do. And then, you know, when you get to your 50s and 60s and maybe those babies are out of the house, maybe you don't need it anymore, okay? So that's kind of the general rule, the exception being as we get into that world of estate tax and we get into small businesses and liquid assets, then we do need insurance again. So do I need insurance? Varies. Take a look at your age, your needs, what would happen if you passed away. Ask yourself some hard questions and you'll come up with some good answers.